Alright, hello sports fans. So, welcome to Super Sports Central. So, hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. We're going to be doing a live stream for a live watch party for the Stallions against the Gamblers. Kickoff was originally scheduled for 7, but now it has been pushed back until 7:20, as right now on FS1, where you can find the game, there is there is still a baseball game on. So it says kickoff has been delayed till 7:20. So let me just know, I'm going to put a poll out. Make sure to vote in it of who you think's going to win, the Stallions or the Gamblers. In my predictions video yesterday, which was actually recorded on Thursday, I said the Stallions. Alright, so make sure to vote on that poll that was just put out. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, my video was actually recorded yesterday, or Thursday, but it came out yesterday. So hopefully you guys got a chance to see that. So now, I said I think the Stallions would win, but they are without their starting quarterback in Alex Magoo, as he is inactive, I believe. One second, let me just check the inactives. Alright, so right now we have 2 votes. 1 and 1, Stallions and Gamblers. Second for the Stallions. Alright, so this website says Alex Magoo has been transferred to the injured reserve, or the inactive roster, which would essentially mean he's out for this game. Because of an ankle injury. So no, I do think they're better with Magoo. But I definitely still think they can get the win with Jamar Smith. Let me just check to see if there's any notable anything for the Gamblers. So again, just make sure to vote on that poll about who you think was going to win this game. The game is starting in a few minutes. 1 second. Alright. Think we're good. Yup, here's the USFL. So, 1 second. I'm just trying to find if there's any big moves that the Gamblers made. Not sure if you guys saw last night, but Oh, sorry, I missed a few of your guys' comments. Excited. Let's go Stallions. Okay, Stallions fan. I did pick the Stallions. Gamblers fan after watching the first week of play. Overall, they seem better coached and players are more disciplined. I didn't see a ton of that game, so I can't really comment on that. And then thanks for doing the game. No problem. I plan to do one a week. If ever you have any requests for what game you'd want to see, just make sure to just tell me anyway, just in the comments or of any video, anything like that. Let's go Stallions. Okay, another Stallions fan. Hope to see some cool helmet cam shots today. Yeah, me too. I think it is. It's very cool how they have the helmet cam, because now sometimes you're thinking, wow, how did they not make that play? That seemed really easy. But then when you see it from the helmet cam shots, they're like, wow, you're lucky they made a play on that ball at all. Because it reminds you that football is a very difficult sport. Hello everyone. Another Gamblers fan, or rooting for the Gamblers. $50-50 on the poll right now. One second. But I can't find anything about the Gamblers, any big moves they've made, so seems like nothing huge for them. And Jamar Smith will be starting at quarterback for the Gamblers. Stallions, after he came in for the injured Alex Magoo last week. And Magoo's out for this game, which is very unfortunate for me, because in my predictions I said Alex Magoo would be an MVP candidate. I still think he can be if he's good once he comes back from his injury. But now, really, if Jamar Smith plays a good game again, then could you have a quarterback controversy for the Stallions? So the game should be starting in about a few minutes. So now, what? I know I've mentioned this last week, but Jamar Smith was actually coached by current Stallions coach Skip Holtz, son of former Notre Dame coach Lou Holtz, at college at Louisiana Tech, because that's where Skip Holtz was before. So now something I'm just interested in seeing for the Stallions, or just not the Stallions necessarily, for all of them, is how they fill the stadiums, because it looks like there's quite a few people there, well, compared to last night. Draft day soon for the NFL. Yup, very soon. So I actually recorded a mock draft video today that will be coming out tomorrow to you guys. There's going to be another mock draft someday next week, and then we're going to be doing a live watch party for the first round on Thursday, as the kick is brought back up to about the 30-yard line. Alright, so if you haven't voted on the poll, make sure to vote quickly, because I'm going to end it in about a minute or so, as Clayton Thorson leads the Gamblers onto the field. After he only threw for 73 yards, but that defense was a big reason why they won last week, because they forced them into 9 fumbles, and they really just made whoever was the quarterback uncomfortable the entire game. So they have the ball at their own 30. As the first play is a run to the right side that gets about 7. So I don't know if I finished what I was saying about the NFL draft. I forgot to put the score up, but luckily nothing big has happened so far. But as you see at the top of the screen, nothing in the first quarter. And I'm going to end this poll. So 60% say the Stallions, 40% say the Gamblers. I actually picked the Gamblers, but then I can't vote in these polls. So technically it would sway it a little bit more. You like the NFL, the better team, wait, 1 second, let me try to understand this. The better the team plays, the more fans will, okay. Yes, that makes sense. I don't know why I was not understanding that. And, Thorson just got hit as he released the ball. Games should be all over the country, not just in one stadium. I agree, but for the first season, they're just trying to save money so they could come back next season. So now 3rd and 3 for the Gamblers. Thorson back to throw. Intercepted. That's going to probably be a pick 6. Maybe he'll get shoved out. Yep, that's a pick 6. Touchdown, Stallions. Quick start for the Stallions defense, as cornerback Brian Allen picks him off and takes him back for the pick 6. Oh, that's what I have to pull up. I have to pull up the rosters. But a possession marker would be good since we don't know all the players, and it would help. Yes, agree. Most football broadcasts typically do have a possession marker. Yeah, pick 6. So 6-0 Stallions. Let me change the score real quick. And something still to watch is these kickers. They are horrible. As this kick is right down the middle to make it 7-0. Because the excuse me. The Panthers quarterback kicker, sorry, in yesterday's game, they were not very good. They missed an extra point and a field goal, maybe even 2, I'm not sure, that would have given them and potentially tied the game. So Brian Allen was actually a 5th-round pick by the Steelers in, I believe that's at the 2017 NFL Draft. So now, yesterday, we had I'll get back to talking about this game in 1 second. Really, nothing's happening right now. 14:02 left as the Stallions get set to kick it off after taking a 7-0 lead on a pick 6. But kicking-wise, Yeah, the Panthers kicker, he could have had the game tied 13-13. Sorry, 10-10, if he made his field goal and extra point attempt. I do know the Generals would have still won the game if everyone made their kick, because they did miss a field goal. As it is kicked off, and they're going to get the ball at about the 22-yard line, so not the greatest starting field position. And back to the Thorson interception. Just the receiver just wasn't looking. He just kept running. He wasn't expecting the ball. And then Allen just jumped in front of him for the pick six. And earlier today, we had the Stars defeat the Maulers 30-23. And there was a missed extra point by the Maulers. Thorson back on the field, handoff right away for about a yard. Not necessarily good numbers for Thorson to start the game. 0 for 2 with a pick. And the Stars kicker didn't kick any field goals, but went 3 for 3 on extra points. And something to note, we had the first successful, technically the first 3-point attempt and the first successful 3-point play by the Stars in that game. Clayton Thorson in shotgun. I think they're offsides. Should be a free play. Yep, batted up in the air. That was a free play, but didn't take advantage of it. They were trying to set up a screen out to the wide receiver, but nothing happened because it got batted down at the line of scrimmage. But they will get 5 yards because of the offsides penalty to make it now 2nd and 4. Second and 4. Man in motion, don't know who that is. And it is a handoff to the running back who finds some space, breaks it outside for a bigger gain, and he almost broke that tackle before, but still a very, very nice gain for the Gamblers. Their best play so far. That was number 7. Let's check. Number 7 is Mark Thompson, running back out of Florida. And he was eventually taken down by number 6. And that is 1 second. Let me find number 6. Okay, that was probably not a 6 because there's not a single person number 6 on their roster. As Mark Thompson now has 3 carries for 49 yards. Thorson had a good game last week, hoping he can get help from the receivers. Not necessarily an outstanding game. He didn't have over 100 yards as that run is stuffed there at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, hopefully he can get help from the wide receivers. I did see that nice touchdown throw he made, just to sort of like a group, but he made sure to get it over them. Not sure if you know what I'm talking about. But at the back of the end zone. I believe it was in the first half, as now they're at the Stallions' 32-yard line. I believe that is Mark Thompson in the background. Thorson to throw. Oh, dropped by number 10. That is sure not getting help there by dropping the pass. Number 10 is Tyler Simmons. Trying to set up like a bubble screen coming in, and he just dropped the ball. Yep, trying to set up a screen again. So Quentin Thorson hasn't gotten the help from his receivers so far. One receiver didn't look for the ball, and the other dropped it. Now 3rd and 12 for the Gamblers, as there's another drop. Number 8, yeah. Maybe they decide to help him out, but if they don't decide to help out Quentin Thorson, it's going to be a long game. That's Brandon Barnes, the tight end. It's for the Generals. No, Gamblers, sorry. If I do that, just if I say Generals or something like that, just know I mean Gamblers. As now, the field goal unit comes on. Nick Vogel to kick it. This will be a 49-yard field goal. So when these kickers can't even make the when they can't even make the close field goals, how are they going to make this one? So if I had to guess here, I'd say this is no good. But got it up and it is good. Wow, good kick right down the middle. As it is now 7-3. Still in favor of the Stallions. And we will get our first look of the what was I saying? Oh, first look of at the Stallions offense today. Quarterback must be upset with the drops. Yeah, that's 2 drops that drive after they got over the 50-yard line, and then that interception. Come on, Gamblers. That's what I mean. Thorson is trying, and the stats don't tell the whole story. Yes, I agree, but then, as I said before, I didn't see a ton of that game. One second. I'm just going to see if they keep track of drops. Because then we can see how many times. Do they keep track of drops? No, but they do tell you the amount of times targeted versus catches. So 14-3 with 11:40 left. I would prefer if they told you drops as well, because that would be like, for someone just looking at the box score, they could think, oh wow, this guy's horrible, he's 0 for 4 with a pick. But then he's also got 2 drops and one time when somebody didn't turn around for the ball. So something from see, there's fans at the game. I've tried telling people that there's only fans, that fans only care if the Stallions are playing. I do agree that it would be easier to get fans there because it's the local team. Because, yeah, I mean, why not go support the local team rather than just any team? Because now, I would definitely say this is the second largest crowd we've seen, compared, and then the largest being, what's it called? The opening game, which was last Saturday. As Jamar Smith waits, as he had a big rushing touchdown in that game against the Generals, as they were just showing his numbers under Skip Holtz. As the Gamblers kick it off, fielded at about the 12. Across the field, dangerous return. Wow, what a... there's a flag. That'll come back. Down to about the 43 of the Gamblers, maybe? But that's most likely to come back because of a flag. Holding... some kind of flag always messes something up. Yup, holding on the Stallions. And that's going to come back, so... great starting field position, but it's coming back because of a penalty. As last week, Jamar Smith was 11 of 21 for 156 yards and two touchdowns, and was named the USFL Offensive Player of the Week, as Davin Bellamy of the Breakers was Defensive Player of the Week. Jamar Smith lines up at quarterback. As I think that is CJ Marable, or I'm not sure how to say his name. He goes forward for 3. As Jamar Smith swing pass to Marable for about 2, down up to the 36-yard line. As there is a catch by Osiris Mitchell. That's like the one guy on the Stallions I know, aside from the quarterbacks. And he is up for a first down of the Stallions. That is a 4-yard completion, good enough for a first down. 1st and 10, Stallions at the 36. There is a handoff to, I believe that is CJ Marable. Yep, that was him, for about 8 to 9 yards. Good run right there. As the Stallions offense is off to a good start. Smith has completed both his passes, and the ground game has also been pretty good. That was a good run there, and now I believe he has 2 carries for 15 yards. Now there is a run up the middle for I don't know what that was. No, sorry, now he's alright. I just lost track of what he's at, but point is another good run there by CJ Marable, or I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly, but that's what we're gonna call him. I think I'm saying his name correctly. He has 3 carries for 20 yards. And Smith is 2 for 2 for 6 yards. Play clock winding down. Do get the snap off. Quick throw out to number 17. Good spin move. Cuts back inside. Gets to about the 41-yard line. Number 17 of the Stallions. That is Marlon Williams. He's a 22-year-old receiver from UCF. Yes, I am a Giants fan, and I do not live in New York, but I live in New Jersey. So, close. As now 2nd and 2. Smith looks up top and is... Wow, what an interception right there. One-handed interception, and now that may be 6. Let's see, can Brooks James... Oh. Will likely picked him off and brought it back for a pick 6. So now both quarterbacks have thrown interceptions on their first drive. What an interception right there, diving in front of Osiris Mitchell. If they show it again, I thought it was one-handed. No, two-handed. But still, what an interception. And you do have to be touched down by contact, as like the NFL and not college. You Here's a sideline cam of it to make sure he did not step out of bounds. Sorry, that was pylon cam. I'd like to see a helmet cam catch of that. That would be really cool. But what an interception by Will Likely. They may review this just to make sure he got in before. But nope, he's in. So 9-7 gamblers could be looking at a shootout. But both defenses off to a hot start, as that extra point is off the upright and out. No good. So I actually don't have to change the score this time. 9-7 gamblers. Both defenses with early pick sixes. As you had Osiris Mitchell and Victor Bolden lined up there on the right side of the screen. And then Mitchell just ran a out route and Will Likely was able to jump in front. Refs were good last week. I like that. Yeah, it's good that the refs are good. Are you football? What do you mean? This is a football game. I'm not sure what you mean with that question. This is a USFL game, which stands for United States Football League. So 9-7. Gamblers after their early pick six. So both teams have taken the lead with a pick six. And the Gamblers did miss their extra point, so a field goal will still give the Stallions a lead, although it is still very early in this game. You could have made that kick. Yeah, there's some kicks where it's like, really? How do you miss that? Like that 22-yarder. There was a 22-yarder last night in the Panthers-Generals game. And then the Generals kicker missed a 23-yarder, I believe it was, in the early game, or the first game of the year last week. As there's a return by Victor Bolden, who gets up to the 40-yard line. Good return there. So now 9-7, 7:51 remaining in the first quarter. As Jamar Smith comes back onto the field after his interception. He's now 3 for 4 for 14 yards and a pick. 1st and 10. There is a handoff, bounces outside by CJ Marable for 15 yards. Good running there. As he saw the linebacker right through that hole, so he chose to bounce it outside. Ended up being a good decision, getting 15 yards. As the Stallions, I think they have a pretty good running back duo in Marable and Tony Brooks-James. As Marable now has 4 carries for 35 yards. Jamar Smith, quick throw out to Osiris Mitchell. Very similar to the one he got picked off on, but made sure to leave it a little bit lower. As nice catch there by Mitchell. as there's a run up the middle, I believe. Any Lions fans here? I don't know about you guys, but I'm a Giants fan. Being that you asked that question, are you a Lions fan? He got the announcer curse. They were talking him up too much. Who? What player? Um, Victor Bolden lined up in the slot. There's a delayed handoff to Tony Brooks James. Goes outside, jumps over a diving defender for about 7 yards. It's not just the distance. The kickers have to get the height immediately, then length. Yeah, because they have to make sure they get it over the defensive lineman. Who are the Lions pick 2 at draft night? Good question. Depends on who the Jaguars take. If Aiden Hutchinson's there, I think it's a no-brainer. They're going to take him. I'll get back to that after this play. As there is a throw outside to Victor Bolden, a little bit of a love throw, but he picks it up, or before it hits the ground, obviously, and gets forward for about 5. So now, if the Jaguars, it depends on who the Jaguars take. If they take Trayvon Walker or anyone not Aiden Hutchinson, they're going to take Aiden Hutchinson. But now, I think it's really down to, if they do take Aiden Hutchinson number 1, they don't really need an offensive lineman. So now, they could go maybe Trayvon Walker, maybe quarterback Malik Willis. There's a little jet sweep to Victor Bolden for a yard. The quarterback who was intercepted, they were talking about him getting a player of the week for like 10 minutes. Okay. So Jamar Smith of the Stallions. Because yeah, he was voted offensive player of the week. Now the Lions, so I think they're going to probably go the direction of Trayvon Walker if Hutchinson is taken. But then I also think they could go Malik Willis at number 2. 2nd and 9, Jamar Smith back to throw. Short throw, complete to the running back, Tony Brooks James. I believe that is his name, number 20. Yep, Tony Brooks James. Third and 5 for the Stallions at the Gamblers' 13-yard line. Brooks James goes out left as there is a high throw by Jamar Smith. I couldn't tell. It looked like it was to the receiver's left, but not even close, as that'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Stallions. Let's see, back from a area of Jamar Smith. Yeah, he just saw the tight end. Yep, a little bit to the left. So the tight end found the opening in the zone, and then Smith just put it a little bit left. And now there's a field goal attempt, as that kick is up and good. So the Stallions now take the lead 10-9. As I think it's safe to say we've had a pretty entertaining first quarter so far. But good drive put together by the Stallions. Go Stallions, another Stallions fan. Okay. They just took the lead 10-9. Hutchinson to the Lions, hopefully. Yeah, I think that's best case scenario for the Lions. But then again, it really does depend on who the Jaguars take, because if they go take Hutchinson, then there's really then Aiden Hutchinson is obviously not available. Alright, so now if Hutchinson goes number 1, who do you want at number 2? That's my question to you. I think it's really down to 2 players, and that is Malik Willis or Trayvon Walker. I think they'd probably go Walker, but then there has been rumors about them getting a quarterback. But then again, they also have the number 32 pick, and I doubt that the top 5 quarterbacks are all going to go in the first round. So they could also go potentially just quarterback at number 32. Both teams have 48 yards on the ground. For the Gamblers, they have Mark Thompson for 3 carries for 49 yards. And Dawkins, I don't know who he is. Dylan Dawkins has 1 carry for -1 yard. And then for the Stallions, it's been between CJ Marble, who has 4 for 36, and Tony Brooks James, who has 2 for 12. Deebo Samuel to Miami. Then you guys would have quite the wide receiver trio with Jalen Waddle, Deebo, and then Tyreek Hill. I heard there was 3 teams. I forget. It was the Jets, the Packers, and the that is brought out, returned to the 32-yard line. One second. I just want to figure out who that third team was. So the 3 teams were I know it was the Jets and Packers and the Lions. I don't necessarily remember who that third team was. You could really say a number of teams, and I would say maybe. I really don't know. But the thing I just saw said the Lions, but maybe. I really don't know. Clayton Thorson back on the field. 2nd and 10. Oh, I missed first down. Sorry. Still does not have completion. There's a run by number 7. I don't know who that is. Number 7. Number 7 is Mark Thompson. Oh, okay. I just forgot. Matt Corral at 32. He can get healthy behind Goff for a year, then buzz in. I think they could definitely go that direction. 1 second. 3rd and 9 for Thorson and the Gamblers. Pressure brought by the Stallions, as that is going to be an automatic first down because of a late hit out of bounds on Simmons. So now the Stallions, they had the pass broken up. It was overthrown by Thorson, and now they're going to go get a penalty on number 5. The ball had just about landed. The guy had ran out of bounds, and then he came over and hit him. As number 5 is Tyrell Simmons. He's a wide receiver. I mentioned him before. I just forgot his name. And what did I say? Number 5? That is... Maybe these rosters aren't updated. There's no number 5. Oh, there he is. Christian McFarland. But with the Lions, I do think they could definitely go get a quarterback. And it doesn't have to be a big-name quarterback, or, well, not necessarily a big-name quarterback, but a quarterback that's ready to start right away, because you do have Jared Goff, who could still... He's not a bad quarterback. You could just definitely upgrade over him. First and 10 from the 47 of the Gamblers, for the Gamblers. That is a quick, a little bit of high throw. Yep, too high. That is dropped by number 86 of the Gamblers. That is Julian Allen. He's a 6'3", 248-pound tight end. So now 2nd and 10. Thorson 0 for 6 now with a pick. Then again, he hasn't been helped out by his receiver. As 4-man rush, quickly thrown. There's his first completion to number 17 for about 4 to 5 yards. Go Gamblers, let's go. It's a good start right there for the first completion. As, did I say number 17? Let me check. If that is... No. 1 second. Can't figure out who that is. If it's... Oh, Anthony Ratliff Williams. That was who caught that pass. 3rd and 5 from the opposite side of midfield. Over the middle, that is... Oh, they swung him through the... He was short, but then, for some reason, the Stallions guy, he just, swung him backwards to go over the first down marker, as now Thorson now is 2 for 6 for 14 yards. As that was Ratliff Williams again, I believe. First and 10 from the Stallions 40 for the Gamblers. Thorson gets the snap. Watch out from behind. Avoids the sack. Then he's going to take off and run. Dives forward for about 8. First down. Yup, first down right there. So now Thorson using his legs. As he saw the linebacker coming in on the blitz. I believe that is DeMarcus Gates. Yep, 47 is DeMarcus Gates. That's one way to get yardage. Yup. Just take what you can get if you're getting pressure. Then he was then getting chased by a defensive lineman. And then, I don't know if he was starting to stumble or if he just dove forward, but 2nd and 2, that looks like a lot less than 2. But anyway, they give it to Mark Thompson, and he gets about 4. So, whether it's 1, 2, a few inches, a few feet, whatever you want to call it, don't have to worry about it now, because Mark Thompson took care of it. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Who's your favorite NFL team? My favorite NFL team is the Giants. So yeah, my favorite NFL team is the Giants. How about you? What's your favorite NFL team? So now, yours is the Bengals. Oh, so I bet you're pretty happy with that Super Bowl appearance you guys just had. I think you guys are going to be good for a long time going forward. But the annoying thing is you guys play in a very, very competitive division. So now, yours is the Giants too. Cool, another Giant fan on here. You like the Raiders? Okay, so now, for me with the Giants, I think yours is the Broncos. Okay. So, a bunch of different fans in here. Glad to see that. But now, for the Giants, I definitely hope they take at least one of the 2 tackles in either Evan Neal or Akeem Kwanu. And I doubt they're both going to go top 4, but if they do, Charles Cross isn't a bad backup plan. Just need a better offensive line for the Bengals. Yeah, they took care of that in free agency, but I still think they could still potentially go after that in the draft. As yeah, but the offensive line, that was really the only weakness in that team. They had a pretty good defense. They had a great offense with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and then Joe Mixon was finally able to stay healthy, and he was really good last year. So now, what do I think the Giants should do with Kadarius Toney? I don't know why they would consider trading him. I mean, he's been on the team for 1 year, wasn't used as much as he should have been, and now they want to trade him? I mean, what are they doing? The guy's so dynamic with the ball in his hands. Why should they trade him? I don't think they should trade Kadarius Toney. Because so the guy was selected number 20 overall last year, and because he didn't put up first round numbers, the guy played. One second. The guy had 40 catches, or 39 catches for 420 yards in. Hold on, I don't know how many games he appeared in. But I mean, in that game against the Cowboys, where they were without several different receivers, he played in. For some reason, they're not going to tell me, so I have to count. He played in 9 games, had 39 catches and 420 yards. He didn't score a touchdown, but I mean, the Giants didn't score any touchdowns last year, or barely any. And that game against the Cowboys, 10 catches for 189 yards. I mean, he showed you potential when you were without several different targets. That was the game Barkley went down. I believe Kenny Golladay was already out for that game. But missed the game. Get back to that in a second. Thorson, deep shot, end zone, touchdown, number 1. Couldn't see his name. Why did I look up at the right time? I would have been very mad if I missed that. I'd go watch the highlights later, and I'd be like, wait a minute, I never saw that. That's Isaiah Zuber. So yeah, I don't think the Giants should get rid of Kadarius Toney. I think he still has so much potential. And they should not get rid of him. You feel bad for Detroit Lion fans. Why? Because their team's never good? Or is there something in specific, like particularly? As the Generals are going for 2, to try to make this a 7-point game, as they're going to play action, and Thorson gets sacked by number 47, that is DeMarcus Gates. As he just swung him around backwards to deny that 2-point conversion attempt. So true, how can they trade their first after 1 season? Exactly, I mean, when does a first-round pick ever reach your potential? Unless your name is Jamar Chase. But, you feel bad because they're bad. Yeah, the Lions, yeah. They're just the Lions. Feel bad for Pittsburgh with Trubisky as quarterback. So now one maybe sitting behind Josh Allen in the Brian Daboll offense maybe helped him for a year. It was only 1 season. He didn't have many opportunities because Josh Allen was there. So maybe, how do we know he's not better? 1 second, let me just change the score because I completely forgot. And I still think they could go potentially take someone in the draft at number 20, if they have a feeling it's not going to fall the way they want, they could always trade up. Maybe grab a quarterback in the 2nd round. But I feel like quarterbacks... they're going to be available. It just depends on do the Steelers want them. Trubisky had a rough time when he played for the Bears. Didn't he lead them to the playoffs in his first season, or was that the year after he came? I thought he led the Bears to the playoffs, but after that he wasn't as good. One second. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky played in the playoffs. In the 2020 season. Wait a minute. One second, let me check. Now I've confused myself. One second. As the Stallions kick it away, and that is one of the rare touchbacks, as that was quite the kick. Yeah, the Bears made the playoffs last year. At 8-8. And they also, I'm pretty sure they made the playoffs, was it 2017? When they went 12-4 and won the division? No. They were 5-11 that year. Maybe it's 2018? That may have been the year Trubisky... Yeah, 12-4. I believe that was the year Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. Yeah, 2018. So Trubisky has been on the Bears for a few playoff runs. And, but he wasn't necessarily amazing with the Bears. So I do understand what you're saying. I just missed that play. Looked like there was maybe a run up forward for about a few yards. Okay, maybe I missed a few. Trubisky trash. He's guess he's better than old Big Ben. Yeah, can't really get worse. Alright, I'll get back to the rest of the comments 1 second after the play. 1st and 10 from their own 41 for the Stallions. Fake touch pass to Victor Bolden as rolls out, throws too far in front for Osiris Mitchell. Second and 10 for the Stallions. Who's my favorite AFC team? I really don't know. I'd have to give some thought to that. Off the top of my head, I like the Chargers, and I do like the Bengals. That was passed behind Victor Bolden. Makes a man miss. Wow, look at that. Oh, he got free. He should have just kept going up, but there is a flag on the field. 2 of them actually. Just glad we don't have Joe Burrow. We have Joe Burrow, and our quarterback is not Andy Dalton. Yep, Joe Burrow is definitely a big upgrade over Andy Dalton. And, I think he's shown lots of potential, and I think he's still going to be good. I think he's going to be what he was last season. In a arguably top 5 quarterback. Holding on the Stallions, that'll come back. Seems like Denver is going to be strong in the AFC this year. I think all teams in the AFC are going to be, in the AFC West particularly, are going to be strong. I mean, when you look at them, all of them got better. Except for the Chiefs. They kind of did lose Tyreek Hill. And Tyrann Mathieu. But I mean, they're still the Chiefs. They're still going to make it competitive and be good. Yeah, Denver's going to crush it. So now, I think they're going to be very good with Russell Wilson. That was just about the missing piece they needed. They could also upgrade a linebacker, but that's not as much of a concern as quarterback. Double doink, yep, for the Bears against... I forget who that was against. Might have been the Eagles, I think. 2nd and 17 for the Stallions. Look out from behind. Jamar Smith loses the ball. His name is actually Jamar Smith. I just called him Jamar Smith. But an offensive lineman jumps on the ball. Harper, as he got hit from behind. Number Odom? Number 93. He did like a pump fake. And then his arm was hit as he was going back. So he did the pump fake, go back. And then as he was just going back, to put the ball back, to run with it, sort of. And look for a different receiver. It got knocked out by the defender. But luckily they were able to keep it. 3rd and 24. Get the play off before the play clock hits 0. Deep shot. If they showed a different view, that was Victor Bolden. I don't necessarily mind that view. I just prefer the overhead view, you know. They showed it sort of from the perspective of Jamar Smith. But I just think it should have been from overhead, and I just prefer to see replays that way. AFC West equals beast mode. Yep, I do think it's definitely the best division in football. Last year I thought it was the Seahawks, but now, 1, the Seahawks got a lot worse, and 2, the Stallions just punted the ball away. But no, 1 second. As fair catch there by number 4. Let's check who that is. Number 4 is either Will Likely or I don't know if they have number 4 on the offense. No, that was Will Likely, who had the pick 6 earlier. Back there, that called for the fair catch on the punt. How do I think Shea Patterson will do for the Panthers? I think he looked okay. He's done better leading a team back. He put together a pretty good drive, being backed up at his own end zone last night. But he didn't have necessarily a great... He wasn't great, but I don't think he was worth the number 1 overall pick. But I do think they should have definitely taken Jordan Teamu with the first pick, as so far he's looked like the best quarterback. Gambler's defense is better coached, players staying in their lanes, and seldom out of position. Yeah, they're usually in position. I do agree with what you're saying there about how the Gamblers are very well coached, especially on defense. Is the score 15-10? I feel like it is, but that doesn't seem right. 1 second. Yep, it is 15-10 Gamblers. I don't know, I just looked up at the top where I have the score, and I was like, 15-10 Gamblers? That doesn't seem right. But nope, it is. So now, 11:48 left, as the Gamblers get the ball on their own 18-yard line. With 11:48 left in the second quarter, Thorson is 3 for 9 for 38 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. But also had one time where the receiver didn't turn around and 2 or 3 drops. Houston has a good uniform. I think their uniform is okay. I don't necessarily hate the uniform. I actually kind of like the uniform. I just think there's a lot that are better. Now, there is Mark Thompson, good spin move, or half spin move, to get around number 9, as he gets forward for about 6. Number 9 on the Stallions is Tyree Robinson. As there's an injured player down on the field for the Stallions. That is... I wonder if that's the guy who he spun around. I would guess probably not. Number 90, I think that says. Number 90 is... Aaron Adoye? Adoye? I don't know how to say his name. He's a 6'6" defensive end out of Southeast Missouri State. So hopefully he's okay as they head to a commercial break. Good color scheme. You like the Houston uniform because they have a good color scheme. With the black, gray, and the red, I do think it's pretty good. But then again, I do prefer several others. I think I have them as my number 6 or 7. I'm not sure which uniform. Houston is calling outstanding, mixing up the runs and passes. Yep. They are mixing up the play calling a lot. And I do think they've definitely been in a better position if the receivers caught the ball. Alright, I said this about the Panthers in my predictions video. Or is it my week 1 takeaways video? I don't remember. One of those videos. But they should just take a bottle of super glue and just glue their hands. So that if it hits their hands, it sticks. They need to do that. So they could actually catch the ball. I said that about the Panthers because they fumbled the ball 9 times last week in week 1 against actually the Gamblers. But yeah, I forget what I was saying. So now current score 15-10 in the second quarter with 11:31 remaining. As they have a timeout on the field for an injury. Alright, and they're back. 2nd and 4? 2nd and 5. 2nd and, I don't know, 5. That's a gain of 7 yards by a completion for Clayton Thorson to put him for 4 for 10 for 43 yards. Who's your favorite uniform in the USFL? I'll get to that 1 second after this play. There's a run, almost got tackled for a loss, and only got about a yard from Mark Thompson, who's a running back for the Gamblers. So my favorite uniform, and going by home uniforms because all the away uniforms are the same, or about the same. Some kind of stripe with coloring around the number. But my favorite uniform probably, or I actually did a video on this last Monday, I believe. No. Last Monday? 2 Mondays ago? I don't remember. Maybe it was Sunday. May have been Sunday. But that really doesn't matter. My favorite home uniform is the Stallions. With second, Generals. As Houston calls their first timeout as the play clock hit 0. So now, something I really like about this league for the USFL is, I'll get back to that in 1 second, throw the ball long. You want them to take a deep shot down the field. I think they could that would be a good time too. that they've maybe if they get a good run, maybe they can do a hard play action. I mean, they have run the ball rather well. They're averaging 7.1 yards a carry. So it could be a good time to go play action deep shot. 2nd and 9. But what was I saying? I don't remember what I was. Oh, with the helmet cam and off. There's another pick off the hands of the receiver. They really need these. They need glue. They can't catch. 22 for the Stallions is on defense is Lorenzo Burns. So they're just gonna go run sort of like a levels concept with one guy coming underneath. The throw from Thorson was high, so he had to go up and get it, and it just went off his hands and into the hands of, I don't know if it was where he was playing on there. Maybe I don't know what they were playing, but seeing that if they show it again, yeah, I don't know. Now that's the second pick for Thorson. Again, didn't get help from the receiver. There's a read option for about 4 yards for the Stallions. No, 22. I think I may have got that guy wrong because I just saw on the back of his uniform. Dude, turn around. Didn't turn around. 22? These aren't accurate. Well, 1 second. As there is Tony Brooks James for no gain. Maybe lost a yard. Yep, there's the interception again. As that was just off the hands and into, I think his name is Adams. Burns. No, I was right. It was Burns. I don't know why I thought that. No interception. As that is a catch for 10 yards. No, sorry, I thought they had 1st and 10. Or whatever. But that is 8 yards. No, throw the, interception. Okay, I said that. Was it catchable? That ball, I think, was catchable. It went off his hands, so he almost caught it. It was definitely catchable. Just, again, not caught. What do you think about Joe Buck and Troy Aikman moving to Monday Night Football? I'll get to that in a second. There's... Oh, I thought he handed that off. In fact, I think he should have handed that off, as he lost about a yard or two, as they ran a read option. So when J. Mark Smith runs these read options, I've noticed this. They've run to this drive. He waits very, very long to release the football, either pull it or give it. He waits very, very long to do that. I mean, I understand you want to get a good read on it, but like, if you wait too long, then the defender's just going to come into you, and you're not going to have... You're either going to go give the ball to the running back, who's going to go right into the line, or you're just going to go get no gain, and he escapes the sack, directing traffic, gets about 7 yards, maybe 8, depending on where they... Oh, sorry. Didn't realize 2nd and 12 after the loss. But what do I think about Joe Buck and Troy Aikman moving to Monday Night Football? They're not really that entertaining to watch anyway. I mean, Joe Buck's like the most boring announcer of all time. Going quickly, 3rd and 2. Nope, now slow it down a little bit. But really, as long as it's only one game a week, and I mean, at least now that he's on ESPN, as there's a quick pass to Marble for a loss of 2-3 to bring up 4th and 5. Yep, they're gonna mark that as a loss of 3. But now, really, the main thing I thought is Joe Buck used to call the World Series. So now, at least that's one time less we get to hear him. because they're just the most. They're not a very entertaining announcer duo. And then when you have someone like Gus Johnson, for example, who gets excited over everything, that is an exciting announcer. As here's a field goal attempt for the Stallions. I think that's it, 37 yards. Let's see if they make this one. It is right down the middle. A 37-yard field goal completion. Field goal completion? Who says that? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking right there. A 37-yard successful field goal for the Stallions as they cut the lead to 15-13. So now, 15-13, still in favor of the Gamblers, as they'll be getting the ball back with 6:03 left in the first half. So now, what was I saying? So yes, so just wondering what they could be going, like, of what they would be doing, like if they could try to score, potentially move it and go slowly so they don't have much time left, like when the Stallions get the ball back, or just like an end of the half strategy type thing. Who will be the first wide receiver off the board, in my opinion? Good question. I think it's a very good receiver class. I think the two top receivers in the class are either Drake London or Garrett Wilson. But as I mentioned, I do have a mock draft coming out tomorrow, which was actually recorded today. I was gonna post it today, but then I decided, you know what? I'll just do it tomorrow. There may be another video tomorrow, I'm not sure. That's why you should subscribe for that. But anyway, first wide receiver off the board, Garrett Wilson or Drake London. I think maybe Garrett Wilson may have the slight edge. But definitely one of those two. I would be rather surprised to see someone like Chris Olave, Traylon Burks, or I forgot the fifth receiver. Jameson Williams. Be the first receiver off the board. I do think it will be either Garrett Wilson or Drake London. Probably Garrett Wilson. As that kickoff is fielded at the 10-yard line. As I feel like he could have had a chance to get a bigger return if he had split that outside to the but up to the 30-yard line. I completely just forgot what I was saying. I was talking and I was like, I just stopped and I was like, wait, what am I saying? I'll get to your question in 1 second. 31-yard line for Clayton Thorson and the Gamblers. They run to get about a yard for the Gamblers and Mark Thompson. Second and 9. 5:15 left in the first half. There's a quick throw outside for about two. 86 of the Gamblers. That is Julian Allen. the tight end. Third and 6, Thorson looks right, diving catch, but dropped. There's another time he's not getting helped out by his receiver, as that is Ryan Zuber, I believe is his name. Number 1, Isaiah Zuber. That was close. What can I say to my friend who is a Buccaneers fanboy to shut him up? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, Ugg dropped. Yeah, another drop pass. But back to your Buccaneers question. 1 second. As that is a punt. Checks up very nicely. As they're going to down that at the 8 or 9 yard line. Quarterback upset now, drops. Yeah, I could see why he could be upset. That's quite a few drops. I've lost count. There's a quick screen pass out to... Oh, Victor Bolden coughed up the ball. And that went right into the hands of number 21, Summers? Let's see. Summers. I don't know these people very well. Sometime I'm even watching Jamar Summers. But I'm even watching something like the NFL, and I'm like, who is that? As he was hit, and the ball just went right up into the arms of, what's his name? I forget his name. Jamar Summers. I was right. I thought it was Jamar Summers, but then I was like, that doesn't sound right. So now, great field position here for the Gamblers. And just very unfortunate. He just got hit, and the ball just popped out. As that should be a fumble, right? Because he was starting to run with the ball. That should not be an interception. That should be a fumble. Now 2nd and goal. They got a stop on 1st and goal. Here's the replay. I missed what happened. A read option. Oh, they put the other quarterback in. He's probably a better runner. I've actually never heard of him. As DeMarcus Gates made the stop. Yeah, they marked that down as a fumble. Yeah, they put that down as a Victor Bolden Jr. fumble. So, I believe that is Clayton Thorson back in. That is not a very good... No, that was a backup. What is the backup's name? I thought Clayton Thorson would be playing the whole game. Kenji Baharn? Bahan? Harn? I don't know how to say his name. Baharn. Still out there. Third and goal. As delay a game. That should have been delay a game. Got to give him a few seconds. So the officials, and he just dives forward. Thorson on sideline, cooling down. Yeah, from all the drops. As there's another loss. But just nowhere to go with the ball. And there looked like there was a receiver open at the back of the end zone, but just trying to get away. And then ended up going down for the sack. defense get more yards than the offense. I mean, there's been 2 pick sixes. Um, so yeah, they probably do. Wait, let me count real quick, because they should tell you interception return yards. Really? They don't tell you interception return yards? That's annoying. But now 18-3 as the Gamblers successfully made that field goal. Sorry, 18-13. And I just saw something. I'm not sure if any of you guys are baseball fans, but there is a no-hitter currently going on in the MLB. The Tampa Bay Rays have not allowed a hit through. Through. No, sorry. Yeah, the Rays have a no-hitter through 9 innings. But the game is still 0-0, so it's going to extra innings. They're playing the Red Sox. Just thought I'd let you guys know about that. Not sure if you are a baseball fan. Catch the ball. It's not that hard, wide receivers. Yeah, it really isn't that hard. I mean, it's probably a lot harder when you got game speed and stuff like that. But you would think they'd have more than 4 catches. They do have 4? They may have 5, I'm not sure. I think it's still 4. Nope, they do have 5. So yup, they definitely do need to be catching the ball if... Interesting, wonder what the longest no-hitter is. One second. I'm checking that question for you about the longest one. The longest no-hit game in professional baseball history. So it doesn't say MLB history. But professional baseball history, 17 innings. That is quite the long time to throw a no-hitter, as I just missed a kick return. That's a late hit out of bounds. Or potentially a late hit. Maybe not. Just showing where he went out of bounds. Alright, but sorry I missed that kickoff return. Do you think Rodgers is overrated? What Rodgers? There's a run up the middle for about 6 yards. Like, regarding the MLB or regarding the NFL? I don't know what Rodgers you're referring to. So now Jamar Smith and the Stallions have a 2nd and 4 from the Gamblers 39, as it is a play action pass to and caught by Victor Bolden. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I know there's a few Rodgers brothers. There's a pair of Rodgers twins, or I'm not sure if they're twins or brothers, in the MLB. But regarding Aaron Rodgers, I don't really think he's overrated. I think he's probably the best quarterback in the league. You could argue Patrick Mahomes because of his youth, But, I mean, look at what Aaron Rodgers does for the team. But if you could just clarify what Rodgers you're talking about. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Okay. No, I don't really think he's overrated. I think he's definitely, I think he's the best quarterback in the league. As you said, he's the most accurate. He's a very accurate quarterback. He's just, the only question mark about Aaron Rodgers is how he performs in the playoffs. That's really it. But in the regular season, I mean, he's won back-to-back MVPs, 4 in his career. But no, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Victor Bolden is a solid receiver, going to be a star in the USFL. Yeah, I saw they put up on screen before that he played in the NFL for some time. I think they said he played 15 games. And yeah, because he's a kick returner, and he's just very good with the ball in his hands. So he played for the 49ers, Bills, and he was on the Lions, but never played a game. So yeah, he played 15 games, 9 for the 49ers, but didn't have any stats. Oh, he was a kick returner for the 49ers. He was a kick returner for the 49ers and Bills. But receiving-wise, he never caught anything for the 49ers. And for the Bills, he caught 1 pass for 10 yards. Kick return, yeah, he returned 5 kicks for 16 yards for the Bills in 2018, and 19 for 396 yards in 2017 for the 49ers. 2nd and 10, I just missed probably an incompletion because the clock is stopped. And then he returned 4 punts for 23 yards for the 49ers in 2017 as well. 2nd and 10 for Jamar Smith, as that was, don't know what that was. I think that might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Osiris Mitchell, who brought in that nice one-handed touchdown grab in the opening game against the Generals. So, 1:53 left in the first half. 3rd and 10 for the Stallions. Rolls out right. I forgot his name for a second. That is incomplete. Stallions were trying. They were trying to say they picked that off, but nothing. He also stepped out of bounds, so I think that would have been a penalty. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds because the ball was significantly underthrown. Here's the drone cam view. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. Brady had best system. What do you mean? Like the best? What do you mean by that? As they punted away, as there's a lot of backspin on that ball, and that ball bounced in inside the 20, or inside the 10, really. And now, the Gamblers' offense comes back on the field, as they're showing the Stallions' defense and how good they've been so far. While they don't have the lead, one was a pick six, and I mean, look at last drive. They only allowed 3 points, and they started in the 10-yard within the 10. It's hard to shine on teams with higher level receivers. I assume that's regarding Victor Bolden in the NFL. Yes, I agree. I mean, when you return kicks, unless you're like one of the best in the league, and you're not really a amazing wide receiver, it is hard to shine. I agree. As the backup quarterback is in, I forgot his name again, but there's a handoff to number 2. I don't know his name either. So, I think the backup quarterback's name is Kenji Bahar. And number 2 is Dylan Dawkins. Oh, I said his name before. I just forgot. Josh Allen has the best potential. He has a lot of potential. As a runner and as a passer, he has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I mean, he is already. As there's another run up the middle by, is that Dylan Dawkins again? Yes, it is. But yes, going back to Josh Allen, he does have a lot of potential. $50 remain. First and 10 at their own 40 for the Gamblers. I almost said Stallions. There's another read option play. Goes forward for about 2. Seems like Bahar is a much better runner than Clayton Thorson, as they're using him a little bit differently, similarly to how the Generals use DeAndre Johnson. But Thorson was in there for most of it, as they called a timeout. So now, the Stallions have not used a timeout yet this half. And they still have 3 remaining. And, General Gambler, sorry, I keep saying that. I have Generals in my head, I don't know why. Have only 1 remaining. 38 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 8. Scooby Wright lines up, potentially bring on a blitz. There's another read option. Gets in for about 3 yards, maybe 4. By another run up the middle by Dylan Dawkins. As the Stallions now use their first timeout, thinking their defense can get a stop here. Maybe we can give our offense a shot. Maybe we even block this punt. Tyreek and Kelsey help Mahomes' numbers, definitely. I mean, when you have the best tight end and one of the best receivers, obviously you're going to have good numbers. Because Tyreek Hill, as long as you're strong enough to throw the ball, he's just going to be open just about every time because he's so fast. And then Kelsey, he's just such a reliable target, and it's just hard to take him away from the Chiefs' offense. But now, the offense is going to be a little bit slower, I feel, this year. 1, because they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. 2, because teams have taken Kelsey out of the game for portions of it, but then he's just gone to Tyreek Hill. There's another run by the Gamblers. They couldn't get the stop, so now the clock stops momentarily on first downs until it is set. They're set. So now, see, now the clock is running until they set the chains up, just like in college. $15 seconds left. 10 seconds left by the time they snap this ball. Bahar escapes the pressure, rolls out right, throws it away. 4 seconds left. I think they're probably going to just take, well, obviously it's going to be the final play, unless they do, like, a kneel down. Well, that would still be the final play. I don't know what I'm saying. But 4 seconds left. So you would probably think, considering where they are on the field, they just take one final shot at the end zone before the half. Yeah, they're at the 48-yard line of the Stallions. So just take a deep shot at the end zone. Looks like that's what they're going to do. He's waiting for... Yep. Deep shot to the end zone. Back of the end zone. It is incomplete. So 18-13 at halftime. Here's ref cam. Yup, halftime. Just turned on the game. It's Houston running a 2-minute drill. Not much urgency in the 2-minute drill. Yeah, they weren't really running that quickly. I mean, you would, if they really were. So they just got the first down, so the clock stops momentarily, like in college, and then they would, they still had 10 seconds run off the clock. You'd think, even though the clock stops, they'd still take a timeout, because then they would have had 25 seconds left, and no timeouts at the 48, rather than 10 seconds and one timeout, which, I mean, they didn't even use a timeout, I don't think. But yeah, there was definitely not much urgency there. Alright, so now it is halftime, and I'm going to go take a quick break, and I will be right back in maybe a few minutes. But I will be right back, so I will see you in a few minutes. Alright, we are back. Thank you all for staying with us, for staying with me here. Um, so now I saw there was quite a few comments, so, um, one, thank you for the comments, because, they're just fun to read, and so you guys can get my thoughts on them. And two, they're just showing the game last night. It was a slugfest, between the Generals and Panthers, final score of 10-6, and then really this afternoon's game, as 30-23. The Stars won. So now I'm just putting out a poll with the Gamblers up 18-13. With the Gamblers up 18-13 at the half, who wins? But it's still anybody's game. Definitely. Alright, getting back to your comments. Deshaun Watson, will he start? As long as he's not suspended, why not? So yeah, I do think Watson will start. Great first half watch party. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely looking forward to the second half, so I think it will be a very entertaining game. Stallions lucky they aren't blown out. I think you could say that for both teams, because they're what's it called? Because with the turnovers, it was with the turnovers, either team could have capitalized more on them and done a little bit better. But I do think I can agree. Either team really could say they're lucky not to be blown out. You got to start Watson. Yeah, if Watson isn't suspended, why would you not? Baker trash. Fact, he's backup at best. I think you could say Baker Mayfield could be a starter. I mean, obviously you'd rather, or I don't know about you, but I would rather have someone like Baker Mayfield over someone like Sam Darnold. Baker the Faker. Is he staying with the Browns? Is he staying with the Browns? I don't know. I think the Browns may try to keep him just because of what you're saying, because he doesn't have a ton of trade value. And also just because Watson potentially being suspended. But yeah, not much trade value for Baker Mayfield, because he had that one good year last year, and then not a great year this year. I forgot something upstairs. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I actually record in the basement. But I'm going to be right back again, but it's going to be like 2 seconds, so I'll be right back. Sorry, I was muted that whole time. I am very sorry. And I also realized you could see me at the top of the screen. But it's a good thing I remembered that, because I was muted. I forgot to turn my microphone back on. What adjustments you see for the second half? I'd like to see a little bit more big plays for both. So now, make sure to vote on the poll, because I'm going to end it in a few seconds. Andrew Soro is down on the field. Former NFL player. But I know I was muted right there. Sorry about that. And, I also realized my Be Right Back screen, where I put it, you could still see the top of my what's it called? But, let me change this halftime to third quarter. Okay. Sorry about that. But adjustments for the second half, all people who have voted have said gamblers so far. But adjustments for second half as Tony Brooks James gets big gain, 20 yards. Was that even 30? But great run there. That brings me to another point. That they've been using CJ Marable a lot. So, one, for the Stallions, I'd like to see them run the ball a little bit more. And two, I'd like to see them split the carries a little bit more. I know Brooks James doesn't have quite as many as CJ Marable has. For the gamblers, I think the offense looks better with Clayton Thorson in. So I would definitely put him in. And I would also, quick throw out to Victor Bolden, almost made a man miss. 6-yard gain. And I would take a few more shots down the field, instead of just these quick short passes. So I'm going to end this poll in a second. So if you haven't voted, make sure to. Alright, after the 2nd and 4 play, I'm going to end it, okay? So now, Victor Bolden now has 6 catches for 29 yards. Throw him a lot of short passes like screens. Oh, there was another, but he dropped it. Or really, it was behind him. Not a good drop by Jamar Smith. Alright, so now that play is over, I'm going to officially end this poll. If you didn't get a chance to vote, just make sure to just comment below. With the change in the footballs this week, did you see any tangible improvement in the kicking? Not really. So now, for those of you who don't know, they took the chip out of the kicking ball. Timeout. No, what happened there? Yeah, timeout, gamblers. But now, not really. There was still not good kicking in the game last night. I can't really speak to today's game because I didn't see much of it. And then for this game, hasn't really been great kicking. There was a few misses, few makes. I do think it's been a little better, but nothing huge. Kenny Pickett has small hands, doesn't matter. It depends. I mean, quarterbacks. There was one good quarterback. I forget who it was. It might have been Drew Brees. But I still think Pickett should definitely be a first-round pick. It may be, oh, that's right, it was Joe Burrow. No. Yeah, Joe Burrow. He was the other quarterback. That was, like, the one concern scouts had, is he had small hands, as there was a deep throw for Osiris Mitchell, who hauled it in for a touchdown. Sorry, I completely missed that. Will Pickett be drafted early? Define early. First round, yes. Top 10, maybe. Stallions could just dink and dunk with Bolden along with the occasional run. Yeah, definitely. They could definitely go. They could go. With the screens like they've been doing to him. And then, by the way, great play call to Osiris Mitchell, the deep shot, as that now puts it 19-18, depending on the extra point. Oh, they're going for 2. Let's see, to make this a 3-point game. Tony Brooks-James in the game. At running back, standing to the right of Jamar Smith. Victor Bolden in motion. Gets the ball, but didn't go anywhere. They tried to do like a... I don't know what to call it, but like a jet sweep type play, but where the quarterback had the option to take it and go. Like, go in the middle, like in the center, and then if handed off to Bolden, he would have went around the outside. What do you prefer, pizza or chicken salad? I prefer pizza, but I can't eat the traditional pizza because I have a lot of allergies. So now, I do think they're getting the ball into Victor Bolden's hands a lot. And I don't necessarily think it's bad because he can do a lot of stuff with the ball in his hands. But now, I would prefer to see using him a little bit more in the... But I see your comment. Sorry, you are no longer a member of the Pittsburgh Maulers. Because a guy got kicked off the team for wanting pizza over chicken salad. I did see that. But what was I saying? Victor Bolden. So I like how they're using Terrence Mitchell. Where did I get that from? Is he a player? Yeah, he is. He's a corner. He's a corner that plays for the Patriots. I like how they're using Osiris Mitchell. Throwing a lot of... He's been targeted 7 times. They've targeted Bolden 8 times, but he's only caught 5. I like how they're trying to get the ball into the hands of their 2 great receivers. Now, with Bolden, I'd like to see him a little bit... So, I don't hate the idea of screens to him, but I just want to see him get the ball a little bit more out into the field. Like, maybe more of, like, a deeper route he's running. Because, like, it's good, but then he can't always make a man miss. I get he's good at it, but then I prefer him to be running like a traditional receiver. I understand that you want to get him in the ball, get the ball in his hands. I would too, because he's such a dynamic player. But I would not just throw him screens. As I wonder who's going to come in at quarterback here once the Gamblers get this ball back, because now the Stallions have the lead by a score of 19-18 after a unsuccessful 2-point conversion attempt. As that is kicked away. And that is fielded at... I couldn't tell. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Bounced right back to him. And then gets up to the 36-yard line. He just dropped the ball when he was running. You really don't see that too often. I mean, he was running, and then he just dropped the ball. So now it is Bahar in at quarterback, as that is knocked away, nearly intercepted by a diving number 29. Let's see. 29. Brian Allen. Didn't he have that pick before? That was Bahar. Oh, it got tipped at the line of scrimmage. So I was like, wow, that was a bad throw. But then I saw it got tipped. So it wasn't really that bad. Second and 10 for Bahar. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. Kenji Bahar. Quarterback draw. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard. Good tackle there by the defensive lineman. That may have been Scooby Wright coming in on the blitz on this play. Nope, that's not the play. They're going back to the touchdown play from Jamar Smith to Osiris Mitchell. Great throw, just dropped it right in. Maybe he could have let him a little bit more so he didn't have to slow down as much, but still, great throw. And then, second week in a row, Osiris Mitchell has had a long touchdown pass. 3rd and 11 now from... Got hit as he threw it, as falls incomplete. DeMarcus Gates got the hit on him to make the throw wild. They brought some pressure, brought the linebackers to make it a 5-man rush. Gates just got through, wasn't really blocked. They were trying to set up a screen as out to the wide receiver. But the hit on the quarterback just made it throw too wild and was unable to be caught. As they're going to punt it away. Bolden lets it bounce, picks it up on a few hops, gets up to the 23-yard line. I see your questions. I'll get to them in 1 second. 1918 Stallions. 2nd and 3. I missed the first down play. Player in motion. Don't know who that is. Handoff to Marable up for 7 yards. Houston Oilers were the best. That was before my time. I know they're now the Tennessee Titans. With the XFL returning next year, do you think there's enough audience for 2 spring football leagues? I think there is, but because you'd have one carry over to the other. But now what was I saying? But there's a 2-yard gain. Another Victor Bolden. Quick throw. But now for the XFL, I do think there's enough audience because, like, I would also be a XFL fan. Um, I think there's enough audience, but now the XFL, they said, when was it? A few days ago, that they were gonna be like competing with the USFL for something like that. I don't remember the exact wording they used. Victor Bolden winds up in the swap. There's a run by CJ Marble, gets no gain. Wonder what Thorson said to get himself pulled from the game. Yeah. Or said to the coaches to get him pulled from the game. Yeah, because he hasn't been in there for a few drives. Didn't look like any injury. But then Alex Magoo last week I thought, oh, Alex Magoo's not in the game. Wonder why they benched him. And then I realized he got hurt, and there's a strike over the middle up to the 45-yard line. That's a catch by CJ Marble, who was over wind up as a receiver for that play. There's a nice play right there. Nice throw and catch from quarterback to running back. Marble now has 2 catches for 20 yards, and there's another carry for him as he breaks a tackle and gets about 11 yards before taking a tumble after getting hit by number 32. Number 32 is Micah Abathurny. I don't know how to say his name. .8:31 remain in the third quarter as Tony Brooks James is now in at the backfield. Ball at the Gamblers 34. Fake to Brooks James. Another quick throw to Marble. I've been saying him so often. To Victor Bolden. But yeah, still, Victor Bolden. You want to get him in space, but now you don't want to only get him in space. You want to still have him go other receiver routes, not just quick screen throws and stuff like that. Like that was another one where they were trying to go get him in space and make people miss. Smith, empty, takes the snap. Oh, I thought he dropped that. Fires a strike to number 86. He's a big tight end. Just don't know his name. 86 is Carrie and Jelly. Tightened up defense. Yeah, as in they need to tighten it up, or they did tighten it up? So right now it seems like they're moving the ball rather easily. Brooks James switches sides. There's a run to Brooks James for 11 to 12 yards. Good run there. They need to tighten up. Yes, I agree. They're really not a ton of resistance right now. Because they've just been... The Stallions have a good solid drive going right now. Victor Bolden in the backfield behind what's his face? Jamar Smith, as it is a run with CJ Marble for about 3 to bring up second and goal from the 3. So now second goal from the 3. I like another run here. And as this drive shows, yeah, the defense is not necessarily playing very well right now. 10 plays, 74 yards, in about 6 minutes and 40 seconds. For the Stallions, same formation, different side, same running back as they're in for the touchdown. And that is CJ Marable. And the Stallions now take a even bigger lead as 25-18. So now they're up by 7 right now. So now you would think they just probably kick the extra point. Yeah, they're up by a touchdown, but remember, in the USFL, yeah, 26-18 for the Stallions. Gronk made a career out of short passes. Yes, he's a tight end, however, very effective. Yes, I understand, and I'm not saying Bolden can't be Gronk, Rob Gronkowski. He's also, yes, as you said, he's a tight end. But short passes, yes, they can be effective. But now, with Bolden, he has good speed as well. So I would prefer to maybe use him a little bit further down the field. I'm not saying don't throw short passes to him. I still like that idea of getting him in space. But I do want to see them throw the ball a little bit further downfield. So now 26-18. So now this is an 8-point game. Still a 1-possession game. So now that's something I was doing last week. I was like, this is a 2-possession game. But I was completely forgetting about the 3-point conversion, which we actually saw today. And, we saw a 3-point play today. Are there run after the catch stats? Not the one I'm looking at, but I can see if I can find some. One second, trying to find another box score. The box score I'm looking at for receivers has catches, yards, average, touchdown, long, and targets. Three-point is crucial. Yeah, it could be. It could definitely be a big point in the game because as they kick it away, fielded at the 15, maybe 14, gets up, nice juke move, pass. He can make DeMarcus Gates miss. He did, up to the 40-yard line. Big hit by the kicker. But up to the Gamblers' 40-yard line. Great kick return. Sorry, I still can't find a better box score. So I can't really find any what's it called? Any better box scores with run after the catch or yards after catch. Oh, I just missed a huge run. On 1st and 10, Bahar is still in a quarterback as Mark Thompson gets a big run there. A little slow to get up, but does get up. 11 carries for 88 yards now for Mark Thompson. Daniel Jones is not the answer. Assuming you read for the Giants, because that's who he plays for. So now, I think he could still be good. I don't think he was worth the 6th overall pick. But now, this is the make or break season. New coaching staff. And if you could say, oh, what if he gets hurt again like last year? As there's a run for 1 yard maybe. Then you're. So what am I saying? Oh, with Daniel Jones. He could have a new coaching staff, and so now even if he gets hurt this year, I still think you got to move on. If he does okay this year, maybe give him another year or two. But if he does not have a good year, and he gets hurt again, say he gets hurt in week 3 and is out for the season, then you have an injury-prone quarterback who, when he's healthy, is mediocre at best. Pressure caught. Wow, they actually caught a pass. First down, maybe? Very close to a first down by Simmons. Yeah, Daniel Jones was definitely reaching number 6. There was a flag on the play on Birmingham. It is first down. Personal foul, potentially roughing the passer. I did see him get hit. He's going to come out now. Looks like he took a hit to the hand or the arm. Like his right forearm, which is his throwing arm. Let's see. Yeah, he hit his forearm on the guy's helmet when he was throwing the ball. We saw Russell Wilson do that with his finger during the NFL season. But yeah, Daniel Jones at number 6 was definitely a reach. If he gets hurt again, move on. I think it's a good quarterback class this year. Seeing that he looks hurt. Bahar, I forget how I was saying his name. Bahar looks hurt. As he hit his hand/forearm on the guy's helmet. That is obviously very painful. So now it is a very deep or good quarterback class next year. So you have C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young at the top. Then down a little bit further, you have Phil Jurkovec out of Boston College, who's a good quarterback, even though it's a smaller school for football. 1st and goal, Clayton Thorson back in. End zone off the helmet. Brian Allen there to break it up. For the Stallions. So, yeah, I do wonder what Clayton Thorson did to get benched. I mean, he didn't play that bad. He was just not helped out by his receivers. As they go back to the injury, I don't know why they have to show this a million times. We understand what happened. One second. There was just a quick run. I think they kept showing it because they called roughing the passer on it. And they just had Mike Pereira on, who's their rules expert. So now, Thorson is only 5 of 14 for 47 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Third and goal from the 9 for Thorson and the Gamblers. Play clock winding down. Do get the snap off. It's a run with Mark Thompson. And they get up to the 6-yard line, so they'll have to probably settle for a field goal try. Best defensive player I saw was Lawrence Taylor, number 56 Giants linebacker. Player of the year, not on offense, unheard of. Yeah, I mean, the last time we've had we haven't had a non-offensive MVP. We haven't had a non-quarterback MVP in quite some time. But yeah, Lawrence Taylor, he's one of the best players of all time. "24 yards, right down the middle, 26-21. No, yeah, 21, 26-21. Still in favor of the Stallions. Wonder if spin or velocity of throws has big effect on catches. It could. Maybe if one of the quarterbacks is throwing it harder, I think it definitely could. When you say that, it reminds me of baseball, because with all the sticky stuff and stuff like that, like how last year they were doing the checks for the foreign substances, and with everyone always talking about the spin rate. It just reminds me of baseball. And going back to the baseball topic, the Rays were not able to get the no-hitter. It would have been a combined no-hitter anyway. But they did win the game by a final score of 2-0. Going back to your point about the MVP, the last time we've had a non-quarterback MVP was 2006. Yeah, and the last MVP on the defensive side of the ball was Lawrence Taylor in 1986. So now 26-21 in favor of the Stallions. In the third quarter, with 1:09 left in the third quarter. Sorry, sometimes my chair I'm sitting in makes some very strange noises. It's an old chair and it creaks a lot when you move in it. So if you hear any strange noises, that's what that is. As the Gamblers kick it away, and that sends him all the way back to the end zone, it seemed like, as Victor Bolden comes and brings it out to the 25-yard line. And he's slow to get up. Hopefully Victor Bolden's okay. He's a big part of that offense. Got up, looked like maybe just a little shake it up with that hit. Malcolm Butler should have been MVP. Game was lost without his interception. When I was talking about NFL MVPs, I was talking about like the regular season MVPs. But yeah, if the Seahawks gave that ball to Marshawn Lynch, that game was over. Like, I was talking about the overall season MVP. Jamar Smith and the Stallions offense. Handoff to Tony Brooks-James. Good running for 5 yards. Up to the 31-yard line. So now, I like this rotation they're using at running back, because I think these are two pretty good running backs in Marable and Brooks James. Marable 13 for 73 and a touchdown. Brooks James for 6 for 52. Come on, Gamblers. Let's see how their defense looks like. A false start there. Maybe offsides, not sure. Some kind of pre-step. Yep, false start. False start on the Stallions. I like how they have where you can hear the play calling and stuff like that. Like the communication between the coach and the quarterback. Even last week there was a communication you could hear between the coach and the ref. Pump fake by Jamar Smith. Oh, season MVP is definitely a much higher judge of players' impact on the game. Yeah. Because, well, a game MVP, it's much different than a season MVP, as you just said. Quarter number 4 coming up. 26-21. So now, I'm going to put out a poll. Stallions up 26-21. Heading into the fourth quarter, who wins? Don't know why it's taking forever to post the chat. If it doesn't work, I will redo it, but don't know why this is not cooperating. 1 second. Alright, there we go. Sorry, my computer just was not cooperating for a second. Alright, so already got one person that said the Gamblers are going to take this game. I still think it's anybody's game. As we saw, the Stallions just scored how many points? I want to make sure I'm telling you guys the right thing. But they just scored quite a few points in the third quarter. Yeah, they just scored 13 points in the third quarter, so it's still anybody's ball game. So now, Gamblers. Oh, I forgot an L there. Sorry. It's supposed to be. I spelled it wrong. I was just typing too quickly. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be Gamblers. But I just misspelled that. So now, in the fourth quarter, 26-21 in favor of the Stallions. Stallions have the ball at their own 26-yard line. Smith rolls out right. Now goes back left. just going to take it and run. I think that's a good decision, especially with all that open room in front of him as he runs and gets a first down. So now, good play there by Jamar Smith. 1, to take what he can, and 2, to recognize the situation and that he had open field over there, just to take the yardage he could get. So now Tony Brooks James in the backfield. And he's going to get the ball for the Stallions, I was going to say. And he gets pushed forward by the offensive lineman for about 4. Brooks James has 7 carries for 55 yards. As I believe that is Alex Magoo over there on the sideline. He is out with an ankle injury tonight. There is a handoff to Brooks James, who cuts up the field. There's probably going to come back for a holding call. Stallions seem to be playing smart. Gamblers need a decent drive. Yes, so the Gamblers are also going to need a stop, and luckily they got a hold here. Yeah, the Stallions, they're running the ball, just playing safe with it right now. Yeah, he was holding the jersey. Oh, both were holding a jersey. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that as holding. The first one, I was like, really, that's holding? I could see it that he sort of tried to break away from it. But the Stallions are playing smart. The Gamblers do need a stop, and then they need to put up some points. I do think they should have Clayton Thorson playing, because I do think the offense looked just a little bit better under him. Defense, 2nd and 17 for Smith, taking deep shot. He's got a wide open receiver, and I don't know who that is, for a touchdown. That is Williams. I don't know who his name is, like what his first name is, as that is not the play the Gamblers were hoping for. That is Marlon Williams, who just caught a long touchdown pass. Great throw there from Jamar Smith. The safety was going the other way with the receiver on the underneath route, and he had a step or maybe even more on the other guy, on the defender. Yeah, pathetic is right. I'll put a bow on it. Gamble is bluffing it. Yeah, considering they had an 18-13 lead. Now that extra point is good. 33-21. As that is not what the Gamblers wanted. And 33 points is a new season high for any team in the USFL. So now, when Alex Magoo returns and is healthy, who should be quarterback? Time remaining is 12:55. So still a chance, because when you think about it, it's a 12-point game, so that's still a 2-possession game. But yeah, 12:33 remaining. Gamblers are getting the ball. But now, as I was saying, when Alex Magoo becomes healthy and when his ankle is 100%, do the Stallions start Jamar Smith, who's been playing right now, and he's been looking really good this game, or do they go play Alex Magoo, who they took with their first round pick? Jamar Smith, now 18 of 27, completed 66.7% of his passes for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick, with a quarterback rating of 99.2. So now, back to the replay. Just a post route. Great throw by Smith. And Williams just had that corner beat right after that cut, like to the post. As the Stallions kick it away, and that goes out of bounds. So now they're going to have pretty good starting field position after the kick out of bounds. Smart by that guy to let it go. The returner. That is the longest offensive play in the USFL this season, and that is a 65-yard touchdown catch. And that accounted for 65 of the 74 yards on that drive. And they did it in 5 plays. So they're going to get the ball at midfield. I don't know what the rule is there. So now Thorson over the middle, big hit after it's caught by DeMarcus Gates, who actually hurt himself. Both players are down. Hopefully they're both okay. Who are you drafting first, offensive lineman or Sauce? If I'm the Giants, or just in general? Ooh, that's a big hit there. But if I'm the Giants or in general? In general, I think it just means whoever, it depends on the needs of the team. For the Giants, I would take, if there's one of the, for the Giants, I would take one of the linemen, just because offensive line is such a big need for them. But I do think Sauce Gardner is a very, very good player. So now they've gone to a commercial break after the injury. Must have been quite the discussion at halftime. Gamblers seemed disoriented. So either the Stallions made some adjustments and the Gamblers couldn't figure out how to stop it. But yes, I do agree that the Gamblers, they haven't quite seemed right since halftime. They held the lead going in and scored 3 points. They scored 18 in the first half. So now, looking ahead to what game we're going to be streaming next week. Just looking at the schedule real quick. I'm thinking probably doing either. I don't necessarily know if I want to go Breakers Stallions. I'm thinking probably Maulers Panthers right now, which will be Sunday, May 1st at 2:30. But I will let you guys know for sure later in the week. Definitely know by my predictions video. Clayton Thorson, 2nd and 4, avoids a sack, almost actually fell down there, and throws it deep for a wide open receiver and into the end zone for a touchdown. That is desperately what the Gamblers needed. Tyler Simmons scores the touchdown as they really needed that. 33-27 at the moment. Depending on... So now, do you wonder... Could they go here and potentially go for 3 to make it a 3-point game so a field goal ties it? Or is that too risky? But then still, right now it's a 6-point game. Once Tyler Simmons saw Thorson get out of the pocket, he just went to the end zone, and Thorson found him. But, so now, you wonder what the decision is here. Because you go for 2, that makes it 33-29. They're just going to go for 1. Okay. I understand that. Because right now it's a 6-point game. And it is a 5-point game. As the extra point is good. So 33-28 Stallions with 12 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. So now, still a lot of time remaining, 12 minutes and 13 seconds. And, it's still anyone's game. So now... The Stallions get the ball back, but something the Gamblers are going to need is they're going to need their defense to really step up. They were playing pretty well in the first half, and then the second half, they just haven't looked good. But that quick touchdown, the Thorson to Simmons, that really helps them, and gives the Gamblers a very much better. Gamblers, let's go. How long was that last touchdown drive? Let me check. The one the Gamblers just scored? I'm assuming you're referencing? That was 2 plays, 50 yards. Oh, time-wise? 50 seconds. No, 42 seconds, sorry. 2 plays, 50 yards, 42 seconds. So they took the one play, and then they took a timeout for the injury after the big hit by DeMarcus Gates. Then the second play was that play, which they scored a touchdown on. Yeah, nice, quick, efficient drive there for the Gamblers. Something they definitely needed. As the offense, it hadn't looked too good. And this is now the highest scoring game in the USFL this season. as they have a combined 61 points. And I think we're going to see even more points scored. As they kick, the Gamblers kick it away to the Stallions. I believe that is Victor Bolden who gets it at about a 7. Yes, it is Victor Bolden. And he gets up to the 33-yard line. As here's the comparison of Jamar Smith. In the first half, 12 of 19 for 74 yards and a pick. Second half, 7 of 9 for, they took it down now, but well over 100 yards. It might have been 149 and 2 touchdowns. Now, he's just been much better with just at quarterback in general. In the second half. Defense for the Gamblers. Yep, they definitely need to play some much better defense now. They can't have another quick play. As there is Brooks James tackled there after a 3-yard gain. Both teams averaging well over 5 yards a carry. Stallions averaging over 6. As a flag comes in, and if the play stands, it would be about a 4 to 5 yard gain. But that could come back because it was thrown near the line of scrimmage. Potentially a hold or a illegal block in the back. They're all walking backwards, so probably a hold. Yep. Holding on the Stallions, that'll come back. And they're going to replay. Wait, first down? It was just second down. I'm confused. That was 2nd and 6. I'm still waiting for them to put what the down is. 2nd and 16. Yeah, 10-yard penalty. Holding though was a 10-yard penalty. Replay the down. So I was confused why unless I saw wrong, I'm pretty sure the referee said first down. 2nd and 16. Jamar Smith, under pressure, dumps it off to Brooks James, who gets about 5. So 3rd and 11. Yeah, Popcorn is right. This game's getting pretty good. 3rd down and 11. You'd probably imagine they wouldn't try to do anything too crazy. Jamar Smith alone in the gun. 3rd and 10. Thought it was 3rd and 11. Looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Just going to take it and run. Dives potentially for the first down. They're going to give it all because he wasn't touched. That's right. Yep, so it looks like he dove for the first down. No matter the outcome, best game so far. Yes, this has been a very entertaining game. Not only point-wise, but also entertainment-wise. I thought the Bandits Breakers is tomorrow. What am I saying? But that is a handoff to Brooks James, who's wrapped up after a yard. I thought the Breakers Stars game was pretty good last week. The Stallions Generals game was probably the best of last week, and this is the best of this week so far. Last night was a slugfest, as there was only combined 16 points scored. Birmingham leading in total yards, passing yards, and rushing yards. 2nd and 8, handoff to Marable, who gets tackled down in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Sorioli made the stop. Number 60. Smith launches for Bolden. Wow, diving catch, but I think he came down out of bounds. Looks like they're going to give him a catch, and they're going to go try to get a play off real quick before they can take another look at this. Diving catch, he got 1 foot down, and then the hand landed out of bounds. Yeah, that should be an incomplete pass. But, great catch anyway. Yeah. Oh, did he get the knee down? I can't tell. Let's see. Foot. No, I think the hand touched first. So I think that's going to come back. So he made a nice diving catch. Yeah, the forearm, hand, and elbow is all down out of bounds before the knee is down in bounds. Yep, 4th and 10. Good catch, good effort, but just not able to get down in bounds. Everyone knew where the ball was going, and he still caught it. Yes and no, because they haven't really thrown to Bolden. They haven't really thrown to Bolden much. So now there's a challenge to see if the knee got down before. Birmingham's challenging this. They've ruled it an incomplete pass. Yeah, I think this should stay incomplete. I don't think that's a good challenge. Because you got the foot down, then you got the forearm down before any other body part. Yep, they're going to stick with the ruling on the field. Incomplete pass. Good effort. Birmingham is now out of timeouts and loses a timeout. Out of challenges and loses a timeout for that. So now each side has 2 remaining. High snap for the punter. Punts it away to the sideline. And that will... Great punt down at the 1-yard line. Great punt there by the punter. Don't know his name. Burns was down there. He had no idea where the ball was, but then he heard it bounce. And he downed it at the 1-yard line. Great punt there. Good special teams there by the Stallions. So, not ideal starting field position for the Gamblers. Yeah, Woe was right. That was a great punt and special teams play. Oh, no commercial break. Cool. Thorson in the game at quarterback. Handoff to, I think that's Mark Thompson, who got, looks like about 3. Yep, Mark Thompson got, I think, 3. 2nd and 6. Stoppage for some reason, not sure why. Did one team call a timeout? Oh, injured player. Player was slow to get up. Second and 6 for the Gamblers. Need at least a first down to give the defense more rest. Yes. I would probably call another run play here. I mean, they got 4 last play. But yeah, the defense, they just got off the field. So now, yep, here's another run. And that's not going anywhere. Loses a yard to make it 3rd and 7. Really, there was just to make the third down closer. Or easier, but that didn't help. He bounced it outside because there was nowhere to go inside. But I think he may have been better off going inside. Trying to make a man miss like that. I don't know. Yep, third down is right. 3rd and 7. Thompson, 16 carries, 91 yards. Thorson to throw for it. Throws, caught. Wow. It's just surprising when these receivers... Oh, wow. He took the hit and still got the first down. Great extra effort there. By... Is that marked? No, 17. I saw the 7, so I was like, is that Mark Thompson? 17. Oh, Anthony Ratliff Williams. Great job to absorb the hit and get the first down. Yep, here's the... Yep, got the first down. The first down was the... First down. Yep, Boom is right. Big play. 1st and 10 from the 14. There's a handoff. Ooh, wow. He just ran into Scooby Wright. For a gain of 2. Waving, do you have to go? Or just saying hi? Not sure. That was a draw play to number 2. Is that Dylan Dawkins? He's sort of like the second back. Yes, that is Dylan Dawkins. Oh, that's clap. Oh, that is clapping. Sorry, I saw that different. I didn't look close enough at that. Sorry about that. There's another gain of 3. It looks like they're gonna mark it as before he was taken down. Third and 5 for Thorson and the Gamblers. 5-point game. Just under 5 minutes remain with 4:50. Clock's actually running now. 4:45. 3rd and 5 here from their own 19-yard line for the Gamblers. Thorson takes a snap. Stallions bringing pressure. Escapes the sack attempt. Throws down the field, and it is not caught. Safety came up. 4th and 5 for the Gamblers at their own 19-yard line. Now, they're going to send the punt team on and punt this away. As I think you probably have to. Here at your own 19. There is 5 minutes left. But now, with the way the defense is playing, you're not necessarily so comfortable with that. Yep, they punted that away. Down to the... Fielded at the... Fair caught at the 35-yard line. No... Guess you're... Yeah, plenty of time is right. Ooh, ouch. That guy landed on his head. 4:22 left. So now, very, very close game still. Plenty of time for either team to score more. Alright, so I know you're rooting for the Gamblers this game, but are the Gamblers your favorite USFL team overall? That came out better than I thought for the Gamblers. Yeah, to send them to their own 35-yard line. I mean, it's not amazing starting field position, but not horrible. So yeah. Oh, so you are a Gamblers fan, okay. So now, still, very good game so far, and I think it's still going to be good. Each team, I believe, has 2 timeouts remaining. I know the Stallions lost one because of their challenge that was unsuccessful. Highest scoring game this season also included the longest play this season, which was also a touchdown. Jamar Smith had a good game, throwing for 221 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Obviously, the pick's not good, but as he heads back onto the field at his own 35-yard line with 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. Stallions up 33-28. Marlon Williams at the bottom of the screen. Handoff to, I believe that is Marvel. He was pushed forward for about 4. So 2nd and 7. Oh, 3-yard gain there. They have Bolden in the backfield behind Smith. Marble to his right. As there's another run for no gain. Starting Bahar after the half was a mistake. Yes, I agree. I think the offense looks a lot better with Clayton Thorson in there. I feel like they look more efficient, and that they just function better as a whole with Thorson in there at quarterback. So the Gamblers called their second timeout after stopping him right there. 3rd and 5. Gamblers now have 1 timeout remaining. Stallions have 2. 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. Marble to Jamar Smith's left for this 3rd and 5. In the shotgun formation. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Receivers, that is. Sorry, that's my chair again. Makes very strange noises. As quarterback draw for Jamar Smith, who falls down behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by the Generals' defense. Gamblers' defense. I said the Generals, then I said the Guardians, who were a XFL team last year, or 2 years ago, sorry. But big stop there for the Generals, forcing a 3 and out. And still 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Clock running right now. They'll snap this ball. They'll probably wind you all the way down before snapping it. Wait, why'd the play clock just reset? I don't understand why it just reset. Dude, 20... The play clock just reset to 25 when it was at 10. So now this ball will get snapped as they wind it all the way down. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Snapped with 2:42 remaining to the sideline. Picked up on one hop. Breaks a tackle. And up to... I couldn't tell where that was. Yeah, I don't know why that play clock just reset. And you can't say, oh, they weren't on the field. Yeah, they were. They were all lined up with 10 seconds left on the play clock, and then it just reset to 25. 2:32 left. Stallions 33, Gamblers 28. Clayton Thorson comes into the game at quarterback. Praying for Gamblers walk-off touchdown. Okay, 2:32 left, still plenty of time. They would have to drain this clock a little bit. So now, because there is time remaining, and that is dropped by Ratliff Williams, who is one of their leading. Is he their leading receiver? He might be, and if he is, I know he's only got like 20-something yards. Maybe he is more than that. No, he's not their leading receiver. Anthony Ratliff Williams has 4 catches for 26 yards, and Simmons, I forget his first name. Let me check real quick. Tyler Simmons has 2 catches for 53 yards. Thorson fires low, intended for, I believe that was Simmons. Yes, intended for Simmons. Fires low. So that brings up 3rd and 10. So now, the one was dropped, and the other, I think Thorson could have made definitely much better throw right there. Third and 10 from their own 26. Thorson, and a diving catch attempt is dropped by number 1. That is, I forget his name. Isaiah Zuber. He was coming back to the ball, but then, again, Thorson could have made a better throw. Didn't have to be so low. Now 4th and 10. And there's still time. Looks like they're to go for this. 2nd and 19. Sorry, 2:19 left. 4th and 10. Clock stopped after the incompletion. Thorson, fourth down. He's just gonna run and see if he can get there. He got the first down with his legs. Wow. Heads up play by Clayton Thorson, knowing where the 6 were, and then got out of bounds right after. Play action pass. Pocket started collapsing, so he rolled out right. Didn't see anything. So then he got to the sticks and made sure he got there. Great play by Clayton Thorson with knowing where he had to get to. As I believe that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Yes, it does. 2 minutes left. Stallions 33, Gamblers 28. This game's getting good. Well, it's always been good. This has been as you said before, the best game of the season so far. Then this is only his 7th game. We also said this. Yep, 2 minutes left. After a heads-up play by Thorson, the Gamblers now have they have a new set of downs and avoided turning the ball over on downs. That would have been bad. It is a 5-point game, so a touchdown will give them the lead by 1 point, and depending on the extra point. So now they score a touchdown. You make it 34-33. So you go for 2 to make it 36-33. I wonder that. So then a field goal ties the game. And I know some of these kickers in this league have a kicker. Such a small league, the other teams can watch all the games each week. Yeah, very true. There's only 8 teams, so like all the other teams, 1, they could just watch the game for fun, and 2, they could use it as like scouting the other team for, like, say, I forget who plays these teams next week. Let me check real quick. Next week, so the Breakers play the Stallions. So say you're the Breakers sitting at home. You know, you got a game tomorrow against the Bandits, and you're scouting the Stallions right now. Thorson over the middle, completed to number. They cut away right as I was going to say who that was. Minute 54 left. Clock stops temporarily on the first down. Seeing that the clock is running. Going quickly, Thorson sideline for about 5. So now this is the 2-minute drill they should have been doing at the end of the first half. Maybe if they managed that a little bit better, then they could have definitely. Then they could have definitely scored. Houston again has 1 timeout. Birmingham with 2. 1:44 remaining. Clock stopped on a 2nd and 5. Play action. Look out off the edge. Caught over the middle for a first down. First and 10. Over the middle, a little bit low, but caught. Clock running with 1:24 left. Where do I currently live? I currently live in the state of New Jersey. Thorson, too high. Oh, picked off. That's going to seal the game. Off the hands of the receiver. And that is going to seal the game. There is a flag on the field. You live in Florida. Okay. What USFL team are you a fan of? So now there is a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. It was a little bit high. So I couldn't tell. Did he tip that? No. Okay, so alright, so now there was the ball kind of slipped out of Thorson's hand, which was why it was so wobbly. Because you thought it got tipped because you saw the ball. Like, it was shaking. And then it was a little bit high for the receiver because it slipped out of his hand. Then you had the receiver jump up, go off his hand, and then the defender got his hands on it for the game-clinching pick. So now that's going to do it for the game. Overall, I thought it was a great game played by both teams. As Houston does use their final timeout with 1:01 remaining. As Birmingham's upcoming schedule, they have the Breakers and then the Bandits, so 2 tough teams. So now this game should be about over because, yeah, all you have to do is snap the ball one more time, then it brings it to 4th down. But so Houston has, again, the Bandits and Breakers just in the opposite order. Then they got the Maulers, Generals, and Stars coming up next. The Stallions defense, 3 picks, 1 pick 6, 8 passes deflected, or defended, whatever, and 2 sacks. So, good overall game for the Stallions to improve to 2-0 on this new season. So, overall, very good game for both teams. I think the Generals, Gamblers should not have made that quarterback switch before the half and after the half. But good game played by both teams. Both offenses look pretty good. Yes, they were helped out a little bit by the defenses. But those are my overall takeaways of the game. The Stallions defense looked really, really good. The Gamblers defense, they could use a little bit. They weren't as good. As the final score is 33-28. Stallions. So, really that's all for this stream, unless you guys have any questions. And regarding next week's stream, I haven't really decided on one yet. So I don't necessarily want to do the Stallions Breakers, although I haven't done a Breakers one yet. But I have done the Stallions twice in a row now. And for the Generals, I've already done a game with them. So ideally 2 new teams, so that would be the Maulers and the Panthers. One of those, that's the battle of the winless teams. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, just make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, every time I go live, or upload a video. So, that's really it for the stream. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure to put them in the chat. So, Stallions come away with the win, 33-28. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, as this was a lot of fun, and I plan to do one again next week. I haven't decided the game, and that will be announced definitely in my predictions video, if not sooner. But make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next stream, watch party, video. Thanks for the watch party. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I plan to do one next week. So that's all for this live stream and watch party. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I do my best to post as often as possible. And I will see you in the next live stream or the next video. And there will be a mock draft that will be coming out tomorrow. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that. So like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.